Antifa exists. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Look, we talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend, from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise to the equal raise, getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the students, the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home. We have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes of parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help, they don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear word. A kid coming from a very poor school,
the founder of the Proud Boys is the Fed. I don't think anybody was surprised by that at all. He looks like a narc. I mean, the Proud Boys I've been saying for a while, they're clearly the same niggas Antifa. Like, Antifa and Proud Boys just came up out of nowhere with Trump. And we're going to talk about...
Get your words straight, Jack.
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking about Hunter? Are you talking about Hunter?
I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about Bimbo.
I don't know Bo. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. It wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. You're dying. That's true. You're dying. That's true. You're dying. That's true. You're dying. 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 That's true. And it is what it is. It is what it is.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
Who are you worried about? I'll tell you who I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that our workers are seeing a decline in their standard of living. They want to see our industry be rebuilt. That's what they want to see. No more B-2 bombers, no more Star Wars. Let's make the quality products we need. Let's invest in American industry. No, I won't yield.
As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2. In person, in my office, in Philadelphia.
I admit to always improving.
And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in and pull and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Unbelievable. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.
And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other by.
Not good. Believe me, not good. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, 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 talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Antifa exists.
I admit to always improving.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp.
Hello, users, and welcome to another fucking shit fucking show. Is this thing on? Shit. Hello. This is Above It All for the day of February 26th, 2021. And I am your host. I am here. That's me. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a better host. This is the best you got. Yeah, so what's poppin', everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a good day. At least I think. I don't know. So I just want to let everyone know that I will be closing this stream early again today. I have a thing that I need to do at noon, so I will probably be shutting the stream off by 11, maybe 11:30 at the latest. But I've got some shit I have to do at noon, so that's basically that's what I gotta do. But tomorrow I'll be back to a regularly scheduled time, unless, of course, the thing that I've got scheduled at noon is diabolical. It could be diabolical. It's possible. I've got a smudge on my glasses, so it's possible that I could die or something tomorrow, like today even, and I won't be here tomorrow. But anyway, I thought I'd let everyone know. I have an appointment, a pre-established arrangement with a medical professional, and basically that's the idea. So who knows? I could die. I could be given a diagnosis of death. Anything's possible. But we'll find out. But either way, so yeah, I've got a slightly abbreviated show today. Max is currently doing something. I don't know what's going on. Slightly abbreviated show today. And looting and rioting planned for noon. Yep, that's the thing. But yeah, so hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a good day. I had a great day yesterday. I'm going to have an even better day today. As you can see, I'm just radiant. Look at me. I'm like radiating radiance. I'm like radioactive, no less, right? So this is incredible stuff. Yeah, so hopefully we have a good show today. I mean, and when I say we, I mean me, of course, because I don't really care about whether or not y'all enjoy the program. As long as I'm enjoying the program, that's really the only thing that matters. Just saying. So anyway, so we've got this extremely epic story here that I wanted to start the show with. This is some very breaking news. This is actually 2 days old, but it's breaking news nonetheless. So, you gotta wear sunglasses to watch above it all. That's correct, folks. That's correct. All right, folks. So, I've got some breaking news here. So let's get right into it. So, I want to start this segment by saying
Antifa exists.
So, there was this thing that was done during the Trump administration, where Donald Trump, this guy,
Antifa exists.
In between his, little tirades about soup.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police.
Right, so yeah, the anarchists were taking these big bags of soup. And so Biden revokes Trump order naming Seattle, Portland, and NYC anarchist cities. Remember that over the summer? Seattle, Portland, and NYC were anarchist cities. It's incredible. So Biden has officially revoked that, folks. We are back. The anarchists are gone. They've been driven out. So let's read. President Joe Biden on Wednesday formally revoked a series of presidential orders and a memorandum signed by Donald Trump, including one that sought to cut funding from several cities that the 45th president deemed anarchist havens, and another mandating that federal buildings should be designed in a classic aesthetic. What the fuck? Since taking office last month, Biden has revoked dozens of Trump orders and issued dozens more of his own, so as he's sought to target foundational aspects of Trump's legacy and promote aspects of his own agenda without going through Congress. The latest state of revocations targeting a grab bag of issues, including a few that Trump signed into in his last months in office. I gotta take this off. I can't read. I can't read this fucking shit. All right. Oh wow, it's really bright in here. Trump issued a memorandum in September that sought to identify municipal governments that permit anarchy, violence, and destruction in American cities. The memorandum followed riots during anti-police and anti-racism protests over George Floyd's killing in Minneapolis by Minneapolis police. The Justice Department identified New York City, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle as 3 cities that could have federal funding slashed.
And they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they...
Those cities in turn filed a lawsuit to invalidate the designation and to fight off the Trump administration's efforts to withhold federal dollars. Seattle City Attorney Pete Holmes welcomed the Biden revocation, saying he was glad to have this nonsense cleared from the decks. Trump, in his promoting beautiful federal civic architecture... I'm sorry. Trump, in his quote, promoting beautiful federal civic architecture, unquote, intoned that Americans' forefathers wanted public buildings to inspire the American people and encourage civic virtue. The memorandum added that the architects should look into America's beloved landmark buildings, such as the White House, the U.S. Capitol, and the Supreme Court, the Department of Treasury, and the Lincoln Memorial for inspiration. Another order halted was one of Trump's issued in his final days of the presidency, dubbed the Ensuring Democratic Accountability and Agency Rulemaking. It called for limiting the ability of federal agency employees in making regulatory decisions. Biden also revoked a 2018 order that called for agency heads across the government to review welfare programs such as food stamps, Max, please do not lick my coffee cup, Medicaid and housing aid, and strengthening the work requirements for such certain recipient aspects. Anyway, Max the dog has a new collar, everyone. Check this out. Check this out. Look at that. Look at that bright red. Aren't you a bright red doggy? So anyway, that's really funny. And I would like to close this segment out with...
Antifa exists.
Oh my God. Oh. Look at this precious angel. Oh, look at him. Oh. Max, you're such a good doggy. Oh. 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 Okay, buddy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I got hair in my eyeball. Oh no. Oh no. So as we can see, Max is a happy dog. Oh. 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 Oh my God. Oh. Come on, Maxie. I know. I can hug you. It's okay. Oh God. Oh. Oh. He is now licking my hand. What the fuck are you doing, dog? Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Anyway, so that's Max the dog, everyone. All right. Anyway, look at this dog. Look at this fucking dog. I can't believe this dog. I'm gonna take my little thingy off. Hoo mama. It's getting a little hot out. It's always like around 10, right? Where like the sun starts to come out and it beats into my fucking room and it's like, yo, it's hot in here. Or is it just me? Oh shit. Right, like look at that. God damn it. Okay, so okay. So how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a great day, so. Damien, what's up? Yes, I'm stripping live on stream. I am removing my clothing. That's what we do here. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, hopefully everyone's having a great day. There's fucking hair in my face, dude. Hold on. Alright. Alright, so what else do I have in my textual documentation? Let's see. My textual documentation. I've got some textual documentations. Let's see. I wanted to talk about this yesterday, but I didn't. So let's talk about it today. Walking on sunshine. I love to walk on sunshine. What's the shirt say? That's what it says. All right. Sorry for the audio podcast listeners out there. Okay, so this is going to be some really bad shit. So brace for impact, I guess. So this happened over, I think, the last month or so. A U.S. Navy veteran having mental health crisis died after an officer knelt on his neck. So family of Angelo Quinto said police officer knelt on his neck for almost 5 minutes after they called for help. And this is reading from The Guardian. A U.S. Navy veteran who was experiencing a mental health crisis died after a police officer called out to help him, knelt on his neck for several minutes, asphyxiating him, lawyers for his family have said. Angelo Quinto, 30, was suffering a bout of paranoia, anxiety, and depression in his family home in Antioch, Northern California, when his sister, Isabella Collins, called the police on the 23rd of December. According to an account given by the family at a recorded press conference, the responding officer grabbed Quinto from the arms of his mother, who was trying to calm him down, then knelt on his neck for almost 5 minutes while his legs were being held by another officer. In a cell phone video recorded by his mother, Cassandra Quinto Collins, her son is seen lying limp on the floor with blood on his face, and on the floor beneath him, she is heard saying, "What happened? Does he have a pulse?" as officers begin pumping his chest in an attempt to resuscitate him. So again, I just want to talk, again, the reason why I focus so much on this sort of thing is because, people are under the impression, like when George Floyd was murdered, right? People are like, I've never seen that before. It was an outlier, right? A lot of people are out there saying there's good apples. It's just a few bad apples, right? Only a small fraction of police are bad, actually. It's not like it's, 99.9999999999999%. No. It's not like the system of policing in this country is rotten to the core. No. It's just like a couple sprinkled in there, just a few bad apples. That's what people, for whatever reason, have to say. And again, this is not the 23rd of December in 1963. This is the 23rd of December as in 3 months ago. All right, so this is something you need to understand. This is not new, right? And this is not going to stop unless people do something about it. So it's disgusting. Quinto was taken unconscious to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead 3 days later. Lawyers for the family have filed a wrongful death claim against the city of Antioch, accusing police of having carried out an illegal chokehold. The family's lawyer, John Burris, told the ABC channel 7 News, "Given what we know, a healthy young man in his mother's arms, they stuffed the life out of him." Burris said the family intends to file a federal lawsuit relating to Quinto's death at a later date. Again, this guy is a veteran. This guy actually, served this country in a capacity that, in some, it's more honorable than being a dipshit beat cop, right? Like, when you compare and contrast, I'm not a huge fan of military, I'm not a huge fan of police, right? But when you compare and contrast, right, the amount of fortitude and the amount of respect that a person should garner when they're in the military versus being a dipshit, donut-eating, pig-faced, dumb fuck beat cop, I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry, but I feel like the cops had a little bit of jealousy on that one. Maybe I'm just, He told the Associated Press that the case and the alleged use of a chokehold bore similarities with the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis last May, which sparked a nationwide eruption of protests against police brutality. Huge protests spread into a revival and expansion of the Black Lives Matter movement and demands for radical reforms to end institutionalized racism in the criminal justice system and across American society. I refer to it as the George Floyd technique. That's what snuffed the life out of him, and that cannot be a lawful technique. We see not only violations of his civil rights, but also violations against the rights of his mother and sisters who saw what happened to him, Burris said. Now, again, this is why, if you're ever in a situation where someone's experiencing a mental health crisis, never call the cops. If you call the cops, you could be, for the rest of your life, feeling responsible for killing whoever you love in that situation. Right? Now, imagine being this person's sister or mother, right? And they have to live the rest of their lives thinking, what if we didn't call the cops? Then he would be alive right now. 50, 60 years from now, they're going to be thinking, what if I didn't pick up that phone? What if I had just called someone else? Right? And no one should have to deal with that kind of traumatic life just for the rest of their lives. Again, I covered this story a while ago where there was a cop that entered someone's home after being called for a mental health crisis. And the child in this instance was already handcuffed and on the floor, right? and they were already apprehended. They were having a mental health episode, and a cop waltzed in plain clothes and said, "I don't have time for this." He was on drugs, by the way, they later found. He was on drugs. He said, "I don't have time for this," and just shot the kid who was on the floor. Just for fun. "I don't have time for this." Like, cops are fucking garbage. There's no such thing as a good cop. Oh, my brother's a good cop. No, your brother's a garbage cop. Oh, but my uncle was, no, your uncle's a piece of garbage. Oh, but my mom was such a good, no, your mom is a dumb bitch whore, okay? I'm sorry. There's no such thing as a good cop. Antioch police have so far declined to comment. After the family's legal claim was filed last week, the police department said it was unable to provide information as the investigation was ongoing. Again, just because you're a cop does not mean that you should be immune, right? You shouldn't be immune to criminal charges. If you kill someone, in fact, the way it should work is if your job is to protect and serve, right? That's your job, to make sure people are safe. I think you should be prosecuted more than if your job was garbage collection. Like, if someone gets into a tussle with you and you're a garbage collector and you pull out a gun and shoot them, you should be held criminally liable. But if someone's job is to protect that person and you still pull out a gun and shoot them or kill them in another fashion, you should not be held less criminally liable. You should be held more criminally liable, because all cops are bastards. Their job is to protect us, and they're killing us. It's bizarre. It's strange. It would be like if your teacher, right, in second grade, instead of teaching you mathematics, they, were just lying to you. Oh, yeah, 3 minus 5 equals 69? Well, you shouldn't be allowed to be a teacher if that's the kind of shit you're going to be teaching children. It's the same kind of stuff. One question that is likely to feature in the investigation and any developing court case is why the responding police officers appeared not to be wearing body cameras when they entered Quinto's home. The family also want to know why the officers reacted to Quinto so abruptly and taking him from his mother's arms, even though they had been forewarned that he was having mental health difficulties. The AP reported that Quinto, who was born in the Philippines, was honorably discharged from the Navy in 2019. The family said that he had long struggled with depression and more recent episodes of paranoia and anxiety. The man's sister, Collins, told AP that she now regretted calling the police for help. "I asked the detectives if there was another number I should have called, and they told me that there wasn't and that I did the right thing. But right now I can tell you that the right thing would not have killed my brother." Again, this woman, for the rest of her life, is going to be thinking, what if I didn't call the police? Right? It's just disgusting, the kind of bullshit that, again, you call medical emergencies, right? 911 is the same number for an ambulance, and it's the same number for the fire department, that kind of shit, right? You call all of these, it's if you need help, you call that hotline. That's what the whole purpose is. It's it would be like if you called the pizza place and then the pizza place delivered poison gas to your room, right? It's all right, hi, I'd like a large, mushroom and anchovy pizza. Okay, that'll be okay. And then 30 minutes later, someone shows up with a flamethrower and lights your house on fire. It's what? That's not what I called for. I called for a fucking pizza. Now all of a sudden my entire family has been set on fire. Again, you might think that that's hyperbolic, but it's not. When you call for a medical emergency and instead of an ambulance showing up with mental health professionals and instead armed thugs show up and kill your fucking family member, then that's what the fuck? But this is the system that we've got in this country. This is the system. You can call for a pizza and get a fucking bomb delivered to your house. And guess what? The people that deliver that bomb, the people that deliver the poison gas, they're going to get away with it because that's the system of governance we have. And it's just disgusting. It's reprehensible. And every single member of the police department who even attempts in any capacity to downplay this kind of violence, I think should be held criminally liable. If you are a cop and you are participatory in any violence against any person, right, like this, in this capacity especially, I think you deserve to go to prison for the rest of your life. Fuck you, okay? You were charged. Your goal in society was to protect people, and you just killed them for fun and entertainment? I'm sorry. You don't get to go back into society. This is where I say we take all these cops, put an island somewhere, just make an island somewhere, right? Like in Minecraft, right, where you've got like the one tree challenge, like send all the cops to a small island with one tree and a pickaxe or whatever, and just have them fend for themselves, because they do not belong in society. They are garbage, they're detrimental, they are reprehensible, and they are inhumane, and that's what you need to understand. There's no such thing as a good cop. Fuck your brother, fuck your mother, fuck your father, fuck your uncle, fuck your aunt. They're all garbage, and you're garbage for defending them. So... Tell the cop you're fired in Trump's voice. I gotta get a "you're fired" sound drop. Why don't you try being nice to cops? I mean, I've told this story before of cops were called in a situation where I was sexually assaulted, and they blamed me for it and said it was okay because I was a sexual deviant, and then they just said, we're not going to bother investigating this. So, fuck cops. I've had cops beat the shit out of my mother for no reason. Fuck cops, okay? I don't like cops. You can't convince me to like cops. There's no such thing as a good cop. They train cops to shoot in the head, and their job is to protect and serve. It's bizarre. It's strange. It's no good, folks. No good. What is the scoop with the potato head thing, by the way? Like, to my understanding, they took away the Mr. and Mrs. label and then just, like, put it back or something? Like, what is the... Can someone scoop me with that? They changed the name of the company, but not the product? So the company was Mr. Potato Head? It's too much for me. It's too much for me. Hey, Simon, by the way. The company is called Potato Head. Well, wouldn't that make more sense? Like, why would Mr. Potato Head make a Mrs. Potato Head toy? Wouldn't it make more sense to have the Potato Head company make both Mr. and Mrs.? Wouldn't that make more sense? Like, what? Damien, spit and fire. Cops are useless for us normal people. Cops only protect the government. There's no balance or justice. Absolutely. This is a wholesale attack on the nuclear potato family. That's correct. Am I going to go over the Syria bombings? Probably not today. I'm ending the show early today because I've got a doctor appointment. So I got to get out of here sooner than later. So I'm not going to get to anything super pivotal today. But I probably will tomorrow if you want to DM me some articles to read. Hello, Ba Dan. Welcome to the broadcast. What's up? See, Jeffrey's covering the hard-hitting news that I'm too lazy to look into. God bless. Hopefully it goes well. I hope so too. I mean, we'll see. You know. Did I fix the world's problems? I actually just did. You just missed it, Matt. I actually just fixed the entire world's problems. We are now living in a utopia. So I accept all the, all the praise in the world. And I will also say, I will accept your praise in the form of money. So if you would like to give me money today, you can do so by clicking these links. These are links that you can click. And then once you click those links, right, what you do is you pull out your credit card or debit card or cash, right? And then you just throw it at the screen, right? You just like, throw out your fucking money on the screen, right? Like, look at this. I got like a little thing, right? Boom, right? Just throw it at the screen. I'll get it. And then once I got it, I will probably not spend it, and I will save for my future. So give me money today, folks. For those of you that missed it, Max has a new collar. So be sure to rewind the broadcast at some point to check out the new collar. Maxie! Max! Max! You don't need to rewind the broadcast because Max is coming up. Maxie! Hello! Look at this dog. Look at this dog. Hello! Come on. Hello! Look at the beautiful boy. Oh! Come over here, Maxie. Show the world your new bright red collar. Oh! Oh! Doggy dog. Doggy dog. Doggy dog. Look at this fucking precious dog. Oh, you're hurting my leg, Max. Oh. Look at this doggy. You're so beautiful. Oh. This is Max, folks. Thank you for the 70 czars. Rielan. The cutest duo on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. You only have cash? That's fine. Just throw it at the screen. I'll get it. Alright, folks. I've got one or two potential articles I want to read. Alright. Max may have his own channel. I don't know if I feel comfortable monetizing this dog. But maybe I should. Maybe I should milk Max for all he's worth. Thank you for your service. Hell yes. Is this how you do a salute? I don't know. You just like put your hand on your forehead like the sun's in my eyes. Oh no, the sun's in my eyes. Like, why do people do that? I don't understand. Like, is it because like when you're in the military, like the sun is in your eyes constantly? So like they just like, all right. What's going on here? Whoa! Anyway, enough. Enough is enough. I've got this article here. This is an article that exists. It's just online. You can read it for yourself if you'd like. And I'm going to read it to you because this is what I do on my show. So this is an article from Jacobin on the subject of Joe Biden and the Amazon unionization process. So this article was linked to me by union lover Jeffrey in the chat room, and I will cover this because why not? So, it didn't take long for Joe Biden to betray the labor movement. All right. After promising to be the most union president you've ever seen, very Trumpian, by the way. I'm going to be the most pro-union president you've ever seen. I love it. Joe Biden is staying silent as Amazon workers try to unionize in Alabama. It could be because he's just being Joe Biden, or it could be because of the massive leverage and influence the company exerts through its size. This is another thing that is that I read is that Joe Biden is trying to use or is thinking about using Amazon for vaccine distribution. So, it could be one of those things where he doesn't want to step on that, which, by the way, is a disastrous idea. Right now, Bessemer, Alabama is the site of maybe the most high-profile union drive in the United States, as close to 6,000 Amazon warehouse workers vote on whether to join the Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union, RWDSU. A successful vote could make them the first unionized Amazon workers in the country, blow a hole in the South's longtime resistance to unionization, and spur similar organizing efforts across the country, widening the bounds of possibility for millions of U.S. workers. Not surprisingly, the company is doing everything it can to beat back what is also, in effect, one of the most important fights for racial equality in the decade of the decade so far, whatever it's on top of. Yet, President Joe Biden is missing in action. Despite a political career and presidential campaign built in large part around the image of hard-scrabble working-class union man from belt buckle to shoe sole, and despite pledging to be the most pro-union president you've ever seen, again, ridiculous garbage. Again, Joe Biden is clearly better than Donald Trump, but, when you look at these, quotes, and you just see, Joe Biden say, if you were to say, and Donald Trump said he was the most pro-union president you've ever seen, I would not, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I'm just saying. Biden has stayed silent on the unionization battle, choosing not to even condemn Amazon union-busting tactics. It's in stark contrast to the White House's outspoken support for embattled Office of Management and Budget nominee and union buster Neera Tanden, with officials working the phones to save the controversial nominee from herself. The silence isn't out of ignorance, as if that possibility could even be seriously considered. Labor leaders brought the issue to the White House's attention after Biden's inauguration, and a senior advisor to Biden is keeping tabs on the effort, according to Reuters. This has understandably disappointed RWDSU leadership, progressive activists, and those involved in the effort. There are various possible reasons why Biden is keeping mum. His supporters would argue he wants to avoid the appearance of impropriety, particularly if the National Labor Relations Board he appoints ends up having to rule on the matter. Though this has never been a concern for anti-union conservatives like former Senator Bob Corker, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, or former President Ronald Reagan, all of whom have freely waded into major labor conflicts when it meant crushing workers. There's also the fact that Biden's union-friendly image is built on remarkably little beyond affable backslapping in some well-placed cultural signifiers. For a large chunk of his career, Biden championed policies vehemently opposed by unions, including entitlement cuts, constitutionally required austerity, and the dismantling of welfare, and has betrayed labor with his votes in favor of NAFTA and normalizing trade relations with China. For a time, his rating from the AFL-CIO was as low as neoliberal Senator Gary Hart, whom organized labor despised. But there's also the fact of what Amazon is and how it operates. First and foremost, there is, of course, the money. According to a Reuters analysis, after Microsoft, it was Amazon senior executives who gave Biden the most donations during the Democratic primaries, while the company and its employees were the fifth highest contributors to his candidate campaign committee. The company's longtime general counsel and senior vice president was one of Biden's top fundraisers, while it was one of many corporate giants to donate an unspecified sum, up to $1 million, to Biden's inauguration, an event, given the circumstances, should have been scaled back. Inauguration fundraising has long been criticized as an unregulated backdoor for plutocratic influence, and this year was no different, with those who maxed out getting a private audience with Biden and the First Lady. Again, the idea that Joe Biden is some savior is ludicrous, folks. This guy is garbage, and he needs to be treated as such because he is garbage. And I'm going to get into another story after this that will prove that the Biden administration is garbage. So let's move on. But there's also Amazon's gradual melding with the U.S. government, part of a larger trend among the tech sector and the Democratic Party. Amazon was one of the first companies from whom the incoming administration drew on to staff its transition team before it launched a lobbying campaign to get allies into top government posts, albeit with not much success. it's now in the talks to assist the government's vaccine rollout, which I mentioned earlier, which at this point is the administration's only real containment strategy for the pandemic. Because, as one former State Department official put it, FEMA does not have the capacity. Now, again, instead of funding FEMA, or instead of funding with emergency funding the USPS or other distribution services, they're going to try to give all of that money to the fucking, to Amazon. It's ridiculous, it's disgusting, and it's ludicrous. Strategy for the pandemic because, as one former State Department official put it, FEMA does not have the capacity. The National Guard does not have that capacity. Amazon might. That's a problem. If a corporation is more powerful than the U.S. government, I've got news for you. The U.S. government is a lot less reasonable. The U.S. government is a lot less powerful. The U.S. government is a lot less, I'm trying to think of a third word, but I can't. All the while, sitting in the position of Amazon's Senior Vice President of Global Corporate Affairs has been a former press secretary for both Obama and Biden, who prominently displayed a framed Joe Biden poster last year at a DNC policy roundtable as he boasted about his role in the convention. Alongside this, consider the role that the paper owned by Amazon's now executive chair, Jeff Bezos, the Washington Post, has played in Biden's political fortunes. During the Democratic primary, the Post relentlessly hounded Biden's chief rival, Bernard Sanders, deploying everything from op-eds to dubious fact checks. Do you remember when there were those posts like, the Washington Post said something that Bernie supported, and then when Bernie said he supported that and then cited the Washington Post article, the Washington Post then published another article saying, "Oh, Bernie's got 28 Pinocchios, he lied," about this thing that they published was again, just ridiculous shit, in the service of either attacking Sanders or defending Biden. And while the paper still publishes good critical reporting of the administration, its opinion section, when not criticizing the president from the right, tends to defend his swampy potential appointees, wave away justified policy criticisms, or publish someone like Jennifer Rubin, a rabid neoconservative Obama critic who has since transitioned to full-time Biden cheerleading. Like, her Twitter is really fun, and maybe I should do a segment where I just read her tweets because it's extremely funny. Contrary to how it was initially reported, Bezos hasn't actually stepped down from Amazon, but has simply become the executive chair of its board. As the Amazon's financial chief explained, Bezos is going to stay very involved in Amazon. He's really not going anywhere, and the role change was more of a restructuring of who's doing what, with Bezos continuing to have his imprint on new product developments. And as Bezos explained to his employees, he will use this shift in responsibility to, among other things, focus on the Post. At this point, it's worth remembering the 2006 admission of the paper's current editorial page editor that its opinion pieces speak for the publisher, for the owner, who intended to hire someone, me, who they think generally will share their worldview. Just as Amazon's size allowed it to bully and potentially extract outrageous concessions from cities and states to get it to move there, the breadth of Amazon's economic clout gives it a myriad of ways to both curry influence with the U.S. government and to make itself indispensable to the politicians who run it. We don't know now if that's what's behind the Biden administration's silence on its union busting, but we're rapidly moving toward a future where there'll be no question. So again, just the idea that you have this press secretary, Jen Psaki or whatever, she's lying her fucking ass off on public television and in the White House pressing briefings over and over and over. Remember, they're not child detention centers, or they're what does she call them? They're not kids in cages. They're detention facilities or what. I don't know. She's been basically just trying to be, in a lot of ways, she's going for the most lies as a press secretary. She's really giving Kayleigh McEnany a run for her money, right? And it's just ridiculous, right? The same people that spent years telling us that Trump is a unique evil, kids in cages, oh no, he's so bad. As soon as Biden becomes president, those same liberals are going oh yeah, all those policies that Trump supported that Biden agrees with, that's great stuff. The kids in cages? No, they're not kids in cages. They're in summer camps, right? They got balloons and they, like, you know, hit piñatas or whatever, right? Oh, no. They're not lying about unions. No. They're just, you know, they're telling it how it is. No, right? Again, like, I'm not saying Biden is worse than Trump, but he is not that much better, and you have to understand that. The next 4 years is going to be a long 4 years, and there's a lot of people who, when Trump is no longer president, got bored of politics. The spectacle is over, folks, and that's exactly what Joe Biden is trying to profit off of. The spectacle being over. Government's back to normal. But what does back to normal mean? In this case, back to normal means he's going to fuck you in the ass, and then he's going to lie about it and laugh about it. That's what it means. So, fuck Joe Biden. All my homies hate Joe Biden. Fuck that guy. Yo, we got a dumb motherfucker in the chat room. We've got a dumb motherfucker in the chat room. So, I know this person's been brewing for a while now. So, note that this guy has been posting on my videos for months and months and months defending Donald Trump. Amazon are corporate fascists, they say, defending Donald Trump. Hello, Max. Wow, you just realized all that crap? Again, this guy's been watching my videos for like 6 months, and they're just gonna pretend like this isn't stuff I've been saying for 6 months. Like, again, I don't understand why people, like, are just like, they just in one ear and out the other. Like, imagine watching a YouTuber for 6 months and you know nothing about their political opinions. Like, this motherfucker has been commenting on my videos every week since like fucking summer, right? And they still know nothing about my political opinions. It's baffling to me. Hello? Hello? Your breath stinks. You're a stinky doggy. I drink my coffee black or with a splash of almond milk. Bezos owns the Washington Post. Wow! Whoa, folks! Whoa! We have breaking news. Hugh Jorgen in the chat. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news.
Unbelievable.
Breaking news, folks. Okay, so now I have to fact check this, right? But it seems that Hugh Jorgen has just broke some news. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Holy shit. Oh my god. All right, everyone. Hold on. I got to get on the phone with my fact checkers. We got to verify the integrity of this, okay? Okay, one sec. Okay. Hi, so yeah, so I just had someone in my chat room talk about how Jeff Bezos apparently owns the Washington Post. Is that true? It's true? Holy shit! Wait. I'm receiving reports that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and apparently he's owned it for a long time. Wait, since when? What? Holy shit. Alright, folks, I just got off the phone with the fact checkers. And apparently it's true. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Holy fuck. Wow. Hello, Tyson Casey. I jerk off to this stream every day. That makes me happy. Keep it up. This is why your channel will be successful. You're funny. Thank you. Fucking. Again, this guy's been watching my videos for like 6 months, 7 months. That's since summer, I think. And somehow, even by the way, while reading a story, I was reading a story and mentioned that he owns the Washington Post. Somehow, this dumb motherfucker thinks I'm gonna break news in the chat room. It's to be quite honest, it's
unbelievable.
I can't even imagine how smart this person is. I heard he has Amazon too. No way. Hold on. Hi. Okay. So you're not gonna believe this. But Hugh in the chat, is you know, He's telling me, I think, that they also own Amazon? Jeff Bezos? So you're telling me he owns the Washington Post and Amazon? Both? He has both of them? No, that's not... Folks. Hold on, folks. You're telling me he's got ulterior motives for buying it? Folks, I just got off the phone with my fact checkers. Apparently Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO or was the CEO of Amazon, right, bought the Washington Post so that he could propagandize American citizens into thinking that Amazon's a generous company? What? Are you kidding me? Wow.
Unbelievable.
Hey, faint signals from Vega. Anyone who's new here, thank you. I appreciate the new viewers. I appreciate my new friends. If you're new, can you tell me how you came across the stream? I'm just curious. Because I like knowing how people find out about my existence. I'm new here. I'm new! So I've got this extremely, another, Biden-Harris story. I always come across this stream, if you know what I mean. Yo, send me pics of, your monitor with cum all over it, because that entertains me to no end. Hello, I'm new. You can tell because of my never-before-seen username. Hello, you're new. You found me on r/breadtube. That's interesting. Saw your post on Greenwald. We just did one too. Amazing. Fuck that guy. Reminder, Glenn Greenwald has been dodging a debate with me for 4 months on a subject he thinks should be open to debate. We just did a video on my channel about Glenn Greenwald. Why is everyone doing so many videos? I'm the one who does the videos. You're stealing my content. My free speech is under attack. I'm new too. Found you on Wikifeed. Oh. My lord. I can't. Thank you, JL, for the $5. Hello, I'm not new. You can tell it by my unpronounceable name and last name. Oh my god, Bodan. Wikifeed update. Well, let's just give a Wikifeed update first, and then I'll get into the final story. So, folks, for those of you that are uninitiated, let's be honest here. Let's be honest. I've got beautiful feet. So as you can see on wikifeet.com/Andrea_Rovenski, you will see a very well-documented selection of foot photos. Some of them taken from live streams, some of them taken from photos that I posted on Twitter. And as you can see at the top left here, we have a rating. And at the top left it says not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5-star feet, right? I've got, and then in parens, it says beautiful feet. So as you can see here, my feet are obviously very sought after. They're beautiful feet. And this is, this is a breaking news story. Let me see if there's any more comments. As we can see here, veteran users, gorgeous toes, right? We've got a user for 9 years. This soul, 5 stars, beautiful feet. So these people are really enjoying the content here. And I'm enjoying their enjoyment. And so, reminder, if you rate me 5 stars on Wikifeed, if I get 50 5-star ratings on Wikifeed, I will do a nail painting stream. 4 coats, folks. 4 coats. I will do a base coat on all 10 toes. I will do 2 layers of any color, right? I've got a couple, you know. I will do 2 layers, and then I will do a glossy top coat, folks. 4 coats on all 10 toes. Maybe I'll even mix it up. Maybe I'll do orange, green, yellow, blue, and I'll, you know, rainbow toes. Let's get it, right? So, definitely be sure to give me 5 stars on Wikifeed if that's content that you're interested in seeing. Come on, folks. Better start posting feet pics on page. Maybe I will. Maybe I should. Oh, my back. All right. All right, folks. So like I said, normally I do a 2-hour show, but I got to end my show early. So I'm going to do one more news story here. Well, it's not really a news story. It's just funny as shit. Paste the Wikifeed link. Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? Though, I kind of like the idea of making people work for their feet. You know what I'm saying? I don't like feet, but I'm sure I can talk to some people. Well, that's fine, Aaron. You don't have to like feet to rate them 5 stars. Like, you know, I don't like a lot of body parts, but I can acknowledge that, you know, the body part is beautiful. You know what I mean? So, just saying. I'm a foot man, and you do truly have beautiful feet. Don't let your mother see that, CJ. You want to know why? Because your mother would be saying in her head,
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. But yeah, I got one more story here. You want to reach your feet fetish audience? Yes, I do. You got pretty eyes? Damn right, bitch. Am I a Frasier fan? Never seen it. All right. So, this is a bizarre situation. Now, again, as we all know, the Trump administration put children in cages and kidnapped children from their parents, from their family, and put them in cages. A lot of them died. And when I say a lot, I mean more than one. I mean more than 0 when I mean that, right? A lot of them died. And so, when these kids were put in cages, they were subjected to this pandemic. They were subjected to being exposed to the virus. They were subjected to inhuman conditions. They were brutalized, they were tortured, and they were traumatized for the rest of their lives. We still have several hundred kids whom we can't find the family members for because we had a fascist dictator want to be in this country decide he doesn't give a fuck about anyone other than himself. So, what was one of the chief things that people like Kamala Harris ran on when she was trying to do a failed run for the presidency where she got 0 votes? Well, she wanted to say, oh, the kids in cages. Oh, the kids in cages. So as we remember this viral moment, I want to remind everyone that this facility that Kamala Harris a year ago said was disgusting and inhumane, well, it's being reopened, folks. For profit, no less. It's being reopened. And so I want to focus on Kamala Harris's text messages at the time because she was so against kids in cages. She was so against it. Oh, no. So let's read. It's been sort of strange to see it become a meme because of how heartbreaking that actual moment was. I was standing on a ladder outside the Homestead Juvenile Immigration Detention Center outside Miami, looking over the fence, and I saw children lined up like prisoners. They had been separated from their families and put in this private detention facility. It was horrible. I was there with other members of the Senate and Congress, and we were actually denied entry to the facility. I sit on the Homeland Security Committee, and they wouldn't let me see this facility where children are being detained. There were parents outside the fence with me who were crying because they couldn't get to their children who were inside. It was awful. And I was just heartbroken to see it all. what this administration is doing is a human rights abuse. So, now what is the next administration that Kamala Harris is a part of doing? Let's read from the Miami New Times. When Democratic presidential debates were held in Miami back in June 2019, several candidates visited the Homestead Temporary Shelter for Unaccompanied Children, an unlicensed and for-profit detention center that held thousands of migrant children who came to the U.S. without their parents throughout the administrations of Presidents Barack Obama and Donald Trump. The shelter became the subject of national scorn because of reports of sexual abuse, negligent hiring practices, overcrowding, and human rights violations. Some children were described crying themselves to sleep at night, worrying that they would never be released. And now again, Kamala Harris, as part of the administration, reopened, baby, back in business. The Democratic candidates and campaign representatives who visited Homestead this summer, Kamala Harris, part of the Biden administration, Pete Buttigieg, also part of the Biden administration, Julian Castro, Kirsten Gillibrand, Marianne Williamson, Elizabeth Warren, John Hickenlooper, Bill de Blasio, and Tulsi Gabbard, plus Bernie Sanders' wife and advisor Jane, made some speeches, stood on ladders to get a look at the shelter behind a tall fence, and summoned the attention of national media outlets. Conspicuously absent was Joe Biden, who announced his candidacy for president in April 2019 and served as vice president when the Obama administration opened the shelter in 2016. Just a few months after the Democratic debates, the shelter was shuttered in October 2019. But this morning, the Miami Herald reported that the Biden administration plans to reopen the Homestead Center, which is now called the Biscayne Influx Care Facility. It's not a detention center. It's not it's an influx care facility. They're not detention. No! They're caring for them by making sure they don't have adequate food and water and by sexually abusing them. What's wrong, Max? What are you doing? Max is ruining. See, Max is even under the impression that this is a crime against humanity. Max is very upset right now, folks. Immigrant rights and social justice groups who previously ran a grassroots campaign to shut down the facility are already decrying the decision to reopen the shelter. Lise Marie Alvarado, director of the American Friends Service Committee in Florida, one of the organizations that advocated for the center to be shuttered, tells New Times the Biden administration has no business reopening the facility. This is not a place for children, Alvarado says. This is a place that's going to be impossible to maintain COVID safety regulations. We're already putting these children in danger. The detention center doesn't have safety measures for hurricanes. The operators hire random people who don't have experience or knowledge on how to work with children, especially children facing trauma from leaving their home countries. They're at risk of getting sexually assaulted, and many of them did. They have zero access to education. They just draw on little papers the whole day and play soccer. There is zero investment into them. So you can read the rest of the story here. But again, the Biden administration, one of the things they campaigned on was the kids in cages, the kids in cages, the kids in cages. And now they're in there. Where's Kamala Harris? So Kamala Harris campaigns on federally legalizing marijuana. That didn't happen. Kamala Harris campaigns on ending and shutting down the kids in cages. That didn't happen. What's next? It's disgusting. It's a crime against humanity. And anyone who even considers themselves a human being, who isn't on the forefront of condemning this disgusting behavior, in my opinion, I'm sorry. I don't consider you a person that is able to be in society. If you think it's okay to have children in cages being sexually abused, I'm sorry. You're not a member of a society I want to be in. Joe Biden needs to be held criminally liable for the crimes against humanity he's committed, just as Donald Trump should be, just as Barack Obama should be, just as George W. Bush should be. If you are personally responsible for criminal human rights abuses, you forfeit your right to participate in society, let alone lead society as president. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, you should be going to jail because this shit is against all laws of how humans should treat each other. Right, Max? See, Max says yes. And, yeah, so it's disgusting in my opinion. And, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Kamala Harris, all my homies hate Joe Biden, all my homies hate Kamala Harris, fuck them to hell. Alright, bud. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to be ending the show a little early today because I have an appointment with a medical professional, and as a result, I will be having to prepare for that appointment with a medical professional. So let me drink my coffee, and I have now consumed my coffee, and yeah. So hopefully everyone had a good day. You know, again, if you missed any part of the show, you can feel free to rewind. Hope everything is okay. Yeah, it's just a checkup. We're good. Well, you know, being trans in the South is like, at any moment, they can just say, we don't really feel like giving you life-saving medication. We don't really feel like it. So at any moment, they could just pull the rug from under me, and who knows, it could happen tomorrow, so we'll find out. Or it could happen today, no less, in an hour from now. So yeah, anyway, if you'd like to give me money, if you think that this show is worth money, which personally I do, I think it's worth money, but you know, obviously I'm biased. I've got a vested interest. You can give me money on PayPal, Cash App, or Patreon. Also, if anyone is interested in giving me money via cryptocurrency, hit me up. I love cryptocurrency. Give me some Dogecoin, baby. It's cheap right now, I'm just telling you. Not a professional, by the way. I am just a jagoff comedian. I'm going to try to start streaming more in the evenings. Ask them about my itchy wrist. That's just so itchy. Oh my god. I'm gonna maybe start streaming more in the evenings. We'll get into that when I can. But yeah, so I'd like to say thank you. Hopefully, if you haven't had breakfast yet, I'm about to have breakfast. And have a nice and healthy breakfast. You know, don't eat sugar. Don't eat especially fructose. You don't need all those empty carbohydrates in your breakfast, because what that does is it, 1, makes you fat, 2, it kills your liver, and 3, doesn't even provide energy for the day. Eat a nice, hearty breakfast, high in protein, right? Moderate on fat. Watch your fat intake. You know, watch those specific kinds of fats. I'm learning more about fats as we speak. But again, you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And when I say breakfast, what does breakfast mean? Break it into 2 words. Break, fast. A fast is when you go without eating. So you can eat breakfast at fucking 6 in the afternoon if you want. Go for it. Why not? Right? Anytime you break a fast, you got to do it healthily, because your body will be starved of nutrients. It will be ready and waiting. And so if you break a fast with empty carbs, if you break a fast with a Pop-Tart with butter on it, you're breaking your liver, and you're going to end up dying significantly sooner than you would otherwise. So just throwing that out there. Eat healthy, folks. I know it's hard, and I'm gonna try to focus more on food-related content, but you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, let me does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns before I peace out? Anyone? No? Anyone? JL, $10 super chat. Thank you! Thank you. Cooking with the bitch will be happening again soon. The weather's starting to warm up. I haven't been, like, interested in filming cooking videos because it's, like, freezing. So, but now that the weather's starting to warm up, I will do more cooking with the bitch videos. You do McDonald's today. You shouldn't do McDonald's today. Reminder, I covered a story yesterday about how McDonald's spies on their workers and creates fake Facebook accounts to, like, befriend their workers and convince them to be against unions. Do not support McDonald's. Do not support Burger King. Do not support Chick-fil-A. Do not support any of these fast food companies. Max, pause down. Pause down, Max. Pause down. No, you can't be up there. No. Pause down, Max. The desk is not for you. The gold Trump statue? Oh, God. Send me that in a DM. I'll look at it tomorrow. Reminder, Sunday, I will be streaming all day. I will be streaming my weekly series, Sunday Run Day. It's the 5-year anniversary of Sunday Run Day. And I think the Trump speech is in the evening, so I'm going to top it all off with watching the Trump speech live. So if you're interested in watching the Trump speech live, tune in on Sunday. And if you want to have fun with me, hello, Max. If you want to have fun, watch the Trump speech live. Watch the entire day. And I will be back to 2 hours tomorrow. Again, unless, like, I get a critical error in my doctor's appointment. Who knows? But yeah, so thank you, everyone. And y'all have a great day.
We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting?
I hate the white man. He's of the devil. He was made in a cave.
Get your words straight, Jack. I gotta go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay?
Number one. If you have a problem figuring out whether
I mean what I say when I say it.
You ain't black. And you
I mean what I say when I say it.
You ain't black. And you ain't
I'm
black.
the only
and
person
you ain't black. And you ain't
who's
black.
ever run
I tell you, if you have a problem
on three
figuring out whether you're for
platforms
me or
that I was told
Trump,
could not
then you ain't
possibly
black.
win the election. And I never ceased from it. One.
All men and women created by gold. You know the thing.
You're a lying dog-faced pony shoulder. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. Kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. 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 And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. My car. Me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. Bang them on the curb, get them rusty. Bang, 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 bang them on the curb, get them rusty. Put them in the rain.